Recently, I saw a lightning rod on LinkedIn, a comment from a friend of mine that said networking is broken. It's become a social club where you think showing up gives you a gold star, when in fact it's a room full of fellow procrastinators who are afraid to sell. And they think that by showing up, they'll sell to somebody in that room. If you feel cringing right now in your gut and you're like, ooh, Christine's coming in half and hard today, stay with me. I want you to win when you're networking, but too many people I know are in endless meetings that are going nowhere. So today on Amplify Your Marketing Message, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about the problem with networking, and I want to invite you to audit the rooms you're in, to audit how you're approaching it, and to check, are you busy or are you productive? Because networking can be one of the smartest ways to find access to new collaborations that bring you into visibility of new prospects. And never mistake, that's the goal of collaboration. That's the goal of networking. This is an income-producing activity. If it is not generating leads, what you're doing is broken. And broken leads to burnout. And it's avoidable. So get out your pens, papers, make sure you record, download, and save this episode and share it to somebody you know. Because too many networking groups are simple playgrounds of procrastination. You are surrounded by rooms of business owners who are broke, who aren't seeing significant client volumes, and you're in rooms of people who fail to make decisions. And that's dangerous. Every year at this time of year, I audit the rooms I'm in. And I say, am I generating activity that is income producing? Am I seeing consistent lead flow from that activity? Am I committed to contributing to the community as a whole? And am I visible in all the ways I can be for the money I'm spending to be in that space? And I just watched you go, wait, what? I'm like, I do not spend time in free networking spaces. I don't need to go into rooms where broke people are only looking for a free option. My services are not a free option. Podcast is a free option. Events may or may not be a free option, but my services are not free. And so I go into rooms where people who are already buyers, people who buy into paid networking spaces, go into paid referral communities, and that is a measure that has proven solid gold. And if I'm in the wrong rooms, I exit. And so should you. Because too many business owners that I have encountered, almost every client who's come and joined our business services this calendar year have said this in a paraphrased way to me. I'm in a lot of networking. I'm having lots of one-to-ones. I'm not seeing any sales activity, and I feel a question deep in my gut. Is it worth it? The results indicate no. It saddens me because they're in rooms of broke entrepreneurs who are showing up, thinking showing up gives them a gold star. They show up with the intent to sell to others in the community, and they are transactional in their mindset and in the experience. And when I hear that, you know what I think? I think that you've been sold a social club where the only money moving hands is yours to the network owner. And if that's the only money that's moving hands, exit fast. I belong to paid networking communities where we pay referrals to each other, so there's a clear goal. The revenue shared from deals won far outstrips my dues to being a member. Did you hear me say that? That's the kind of room you want to be in. So if you're not in one of those rooms, come find me and ask me to introduce you to the rooms I play in. If I think you're a fit, I'll refer you and you can be in spaces that win. Because you need to be in a room of winners, not in a room of people who are procrastinating. Because if you think that simply showing up and going through the motions is the same as creating sales success, let's be clear. One is busy, one is revenue generating. So in your workday, you need to be focused on revenue generating activities. So if you're in networking rooms where you're invited to add value, but no one asked for that value, where you spend hours in pods trying to socially gamify your social platform, adding comments that go nowhere, or you're building relationships with people who are broken their mentality, looking for the freebie pass, and are not investing and not selling successfully, you're in the wrong room. And that's not the only room that's out there, even if it might be what you are experiencing today. I want you to get clear. Your goal is about productivity. If I'm in that room, it has to be a good return on time and money. And if it's not, prune, exit, and reinvest in another space. Because number one, you've got to stop hiding. Showing up is not the same as creating success. I want you to invest in real relationships. And you never know how one conversation could change everything. But if you don't have intentionality about building that relationship and ensuring that you're aligned in your values, you're moving in the same direction, and you have faith, trust to advocate for each other, it's a lot of noise. But busy is not the same as success. And busy that doesn't go success leads to broke and overwhelm. I want you to trail and track for the next 30 days. How many hours do you spend in networking rooms? How many identified leads did you create? Sometimes those leads are created through collaborative partners, but collaborations are about one thing: sharing leads together. If collaboration is not leading to a lead and you aren't tracking leads effectively and it's not above zero, boy, you're just stuck in busy work, my friend. So I want you to track. How many rooms did I go into? How many calls did I spend? How many hours have I invested? How many leads have I created? And here's an important piece, my friends. What did you do with the leads? Did you build the relationships with them? Did you engage directly? Did you call, engage, talk to them? Because you must actually do the sales work. I don't care how you do the sales work, whether you want to do it in person, you want to do it screen to screen, you want to use it a tech platform with that email, DMs, or other ways, video and animations, all kinds of choices, but you can't skip the step. And I want you to track work that matters. Because when people do come to me, and they do, saying, I invest, Christine, I invest. I know I have to find people. I know I've been listening to you for years. I listen to your podcast. I've been in lots of your events, and you always say you need to find strangers. Your business will be built on strangers. And so to get in front of strangers, the effective way to do this is networking. It's one option, and it should be an effective one if done well. So you're like, I'm in all these networking meetings, and I've joined all these communities, and I spend 10 hours a week on networking activity. And I say, what's the result? And they go back to me, Christine, I spend 10 hours a week in networking activity. And I'm like, is that the only result that you're seeing? That you are in spaces? Are you effective in those spaces? And when I say that, the cookie starts to crumble. Well, I've had all these one-to-ones. And I said, and what happened in the one-to-ones? Well, we just told each other about our business. I said, and? They say, Christine, I just told them about my business and they told me about theirs. And I said, well, what did you take as your next step? Well, I told them about my business. My friends, it's a good start, but it's not effective. So I want to build on that. When you are in an effective one-to-one, this is what it should look like. You are clear on the time committed for the call. You go in and you are sharing equally about your business, but here's how you share about your business. I stand for this result. It's a statement, 10 words or less. People who desire that result are looking for the following, or encountering the following, or can be observed doing the following. You need to give situational context so somebody can spot the pattern of somebody who seeks the result you deliver. And you say, if that person experiences that, I want you to engage in introduction. And you can think about how you want to be introduced or where you want to be introduced or the platform that you're most visible on. And you want the introduction to be made that I observed this problem and you seek that result. I know a great person who can help you. Would you like me to make the introduction? And you make it. And in that meeting, you should not ever have a one-to-one that doesn't have an ROI beyond a shared information. Because if so, my friends, you're back being a likable expert. You're not positioning yourself as a must-hire. You're not asking for an introduction, and you're not going to get a lead. So once you've shared, you say, who do you know that you've met in the last 10 days, this week and the week prior, or even in the last 30 days that you could observe that pattern? And you wait. And if you need prompts, you say, get out your social media. Who have you been talking to on LinkedIn? Who have you been talking to on Instagram? Who have you been talking on in your emails? They're a good person. Let's make that introduction now. Get the work done in the meeting. And here's what's so important. If you want to build your reputation and be a cut above everybody, after they've made the introduction, let them know how it goes. Let them know that you met, that they deferred, that they canceled, that they no-showed. Let them know that you moved them to an offer and this was what the offer is and here's how the offer reinforces the result they seek and that it was a good introduction. And I think it's not required, but we do it, so you can expect it from us. We pay out a referral commission. And that's why if you go to our website, christinecampbellrappin.com, you'll see a button right on the top. We love referrals. You can refer somebody to us directly there. We will capture and serve and support and reward. I can feel you. Your mind's going, Christine, I think I am in a procrastination playground. I think I'm surrounded by entrepreneurs afraid to sell. I think I'm in rooms where the only person being sold or money moving hands is me paying the fee to be there. I can see you going, oh my God, I'm spending so much time, but I never track the ROI. No more, my friends. This kind of thinking, this kind of awareness, this kind of tracking and dashboards is essential. If you want your business to reward you like a business, you must treat it like a business. And you must get very clear on the hours you spend that are income producing activities, and you must go after the lead, serve the lead, make the offer, and get to a decision. No ifs, ands, or buts. And if all of that makes you go, I totally get it. How do I do it? Well, we help people do that every day. My invitation would be, come talk to us. Because we help you structure this. And as a result, when we do, here's what kind of happens. I want to just share some ahas from my clients recently, because I said every single one of them in the last year has come to me saying, I'm networking. I'm in social clubs. I am not in rooms of movers. I'm not in rooms of buyers. I'm not doing this particularly well, and help, because I know it could work, because I watch it work in your business. Because for us, referrals are the second most important lead generation source we have. Here's what happens. People that have been in business 8 years have said to me, I was never clear on the distinction between what a contact is, what a lead is, and what a referral or collaborative partner is. I'm not clear when I was messaging how to position myself because I kept talking about me, my name, and my company instead of the result I stand for, the win we get clients, and the system that we do to create it repeatedly. I watch people say, I'm booking more sales calls. I'm watching people be aware that they're intentionally slowing things down by going meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting instead of fewer meetings, more productive, track the ROI, and tweak and adjust your strategy. And when that happens, I say this to my clients all the time. I don't need you to necessarily commit more hours, although if you're not doing any hours, absolutely, you can't build from zero. I want you to be more effective in the hours you're working. And this is something that we are human around. So we might have good seasons where we're highly productive, highly intentional, highly aware of our tracking, and really in our flow, our A game all around. And it feels like we're magnetic and we're winning. But we also sometimes take our eye off the ball. Lifes. We get in our own way. We fall back into patterns. It's normal. It happens to me all the time. And it happens to my clients all the time. What we build is an awareness to make the gaps as short as we can. And we take course correction decisively. But this is a calling card. I want you to save the episode. I want you to share it to somebody you know, because I watch a lot of networking rooms in my day. I've been in a lot. Most are social clubs. Most are filled with broke-ass entrepreneurs who are afraid to sell, who think going in, sitting in the back row and talking for 2 minutes and 60 is going to move the needle in their business. Before I poo-poo that too far, will it move the needle? Yes, but at the speed at which you're traveling, it will take you 800 years to build your client base. And you don't have that year. You don't have 800 years, even with the longevity stuff that's making us all look great for longer. You need to get there faster. So my ask to you today is to think, prune, commit to productive income-producing activities. And if you feel lost, you feel overwhelmed, you think, I just need a how to solve this, you come talk to me. Christine Campbell Rappin, you know somebody who should be referred into our business, click that link on our homepage. You want to be curious about how we support? Get the support. Stop wasting time. Stop being ineffective. Your next client is out there. Of that, I am absolutely certain. Let's get them served. I'll see you on our next episode.